Switch A, and then we're over here.
Oh, wow.
So that's really convenient. And we use
Alright, who's ready to fly?
Yeah!
Hey, welcome to MESArcFF Foam Fires. This is me, Mr. Marshall, and I got Ashton here. And we're going to be conducting a tip series today on how to bind the new DX6s, right?
Yep.
Alright, so the plan that we got to show the bind and show that it's working is the 540 Edge that Mr. Joe handed over to us to do a refurb project on. We're working on it. And look for this to come up in the future episodes of us trying to fly 3D. That should be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Alright, Ashton, go ahead and take us into this.
So in our Cub video, we had these two controllers. They were linked together for trainer, and that's a new feature. I don't know if it's new, but it's a new feature to us. That's a wireless trainer. So instead of having the wire like you might have normally on the DX5s, it's just a wireless, and that makes it really nice because you can go fairly farther than the cord anyway.
Right.
That just makes things nice. You don't get tangled up. So what we're going to do to set this up is we're going to go into the settings here, and then all the way at the bottom, or close to the bottom, is system setup. And then this just asks if you want your transmitter to be disabled for a little bit, so that's okay for now. And we can go to trainer. It's almost at the bottom. And then there's a few options. You got the wired trainer, the trainer alerts, but we want wireless trainer. And then these settings, there's a programmable master. That's what we have it on. You can program the different things that you want to be applied. And then this switch setting, it chooses which switch you want to switch master and slave. So to toggle back and forth, usually on the DX5s we had the little switch that you had to hold up the whole time. Well, you can do that with the button, or you can do it with this switch, or this switch, or you can just choose whichever one you want to use. Yeah.
Sometimes we'd slip on that trainer.
And it wouldn't end well.
So then sometimes you'd have the on the side with the cord, so you'd be like bolted up, and then you'd be holding this down, and then if
it
you
wasn't
slip, yeah.
So this is really nice. You just choose. We have it on switch A. That's pretty convenient for us. And then so we have that on switch A. I think default it's like switch I, which is it's the button. So the default is I, but we changed that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to press bind. Now it's in like a binding mode. And then we go over to our other one. This is going to be our slave in this case. We're going to hold down the binder like we would to bind to the actual plane. We're going to hold it down, and it's just going to tell us that it's binding, and it'll try to find other stuff like the trainer. So now, yep, it's operating, so let that go. Now this is operating this controller.
Oh, wow.
So now we can go, and it's still working with our plane here.
And that's the master, right?
Yes, this is our master. It's got all the settings for this plane. So we've got our different, and then all I have to do is flip our switch A, and then we're over here.
Oh, wow.
So that's really convenient. And we use this on our Cub video too.
Right.
And that was really nice. Now there's one setting that we found on our Cub video that I'd like to talk about now. It's kind of it's definitely new for us. Like, this was cool, but it was something else that we hadn't really thought of before. It kind of got in the way of our flying, actually.
Oh yeah, that thing was annoying.
So we're gonna go down. This is all good now, so I think
we can just do whatever we want.
This is the slave, yes, this is the slave. I don't think it really matters though.
Okay.
So system setup, yes again, and then we'll go down to the trainer, the wireless trainer, and then this setting down here. It's called master override. That just says, well, actually it's probably just better if I show you. So if that's activate, and then we go over here and do the same thing. System setup, yes. Trainer, wireless trainer, and then do activate as well. Then we go back to the list. Oops, back to the main menu, and then turn this one off again.
That just resets itself, or what?
Yeah. So we can bind it again to this controller. It talks to us. That's really cool too.
Do you have to bind that one too? Do you have to have that one on binding?
Yes. I almost forgot that.
I'm learning from you, Ashton. I've never done this before, so this is all Ashton.
And Jacob helped me figure out what to do in the first place.
I don't know how this stuff works. This is crazy.
We had to read the manual. So we'll go into bind, and then
start that bind over again.
Yeah, start it over again.
Okay. You have to remember this when you guys leave.
Yeah. So now it's binding, and it should work this time.
Binding. Binding.
There we go. Yeah, it'll work now. Now there'll be a distinct difference that you can see in how the trainer settings work, like just normal and everything. And then I'll switch it over to him, or switch it over to the other person. It'll work still.
But unless make a movement?
Yeah, if you touch it, touch it, just move it a little bit. It'll work too. So it's like a dual control kind of thing, and we can like fight each other for
command.
Yeah, fight each other for action.
Oh, so that's okay. So when we were flying, because we were wondering why we didn't know that feature yet, and so then when we were trying to train you guys, as soon as I would, take it over and try to fix them,
you flip it over to me, and then now.
And then you wouldn't work.
Yeah, so it's a really strange setting. Be sure I think that was default on. So
Yeah.
be sure you switch that off, or else it's not the same as we're used to. Other than that, it's a really cool feature. It'll help us a lot. It'll make things really convenient in the future. So.
Right, very cool. Well, Ashton, thanks for taking the time, and
Yeah.
you, Jake, taking the time to looking through the manual and figuring this all out. And
I think it's fun figuring this stuff out. But yeah.
Cool, excellent. Use our tip series to bind your new DX6s, and thanks for watching.